Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to Spamtember. Spamtember is so much fun because the month of September there's a whole bunch of channels who are all contributing awesome recipes using spam. And this is a collaboration, Prepper Potpourri does, and it's just a bunch of fun and I'm so glad I get to participate. There's a bunch of channels participating too, so I want to make sure that you know that in the description is a link to everyone's channel. You got to go over there and watch the videos because they're very cool. But be sure and like and subscribe because that's, you know, great. If everyone likes and subscribes, it's just awesome for the channel. But if you leave a comment, the coolest part is at the very end of the collaboration, there will be a giveaway. And what Mary Ellen is giving away is one of these things. And you think, what is that? Well, it is basically, it's called a lunch meat slicer, but it is the perfect spam slicer. And in actually this video and another one of my videos, I use this slicer. So this is an awesome thing. And the reason I have this slicer is because I have what they call a Musubi kit. And this is a little, the little container that you're going to make. It's kind of like spam sushi. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that officially, but that's kind of what it is. So we lived in Hawaii for a number of years, and this is a super popular snack in Hawaii. So you can get one of these little kits. It has the little Musubi press and one of these, or you can just try to win, and if you win one of these, you can use the spam can as your Musubi press. You just want to make sure you cut the bottom off. The difference is, this one, I don't know if you can see from this, it's got like texture on it so that the stuff doesn't stick. It just has these little bumps in the spam. So it's a little bit more difficult, but it's still fun, it's still easy, and it's still good. So I'm going to show you what you need. Clearly, you need to get your spam. You got to have spam. And then what you need, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using the low sodium soy sauce, and you'll see my spam in all my recipes. I'm using the light, which is 50% less fat, 25% less sodium, and 33% less calories. So I'm using this in my videos. So I'm using that. But there's all kinds. There's like turkey spam, there's spam with bacon, there's hot and spicy spam, but I'm just using the basics. So 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of mirin. If you don't have mirin, you can use rice vinegar because it's just not as sweet, but it'll be fine. A teaspoon of sesame oil. And then you can get these sushi nori wraps. If you're not familiar, I got these at Safeway. It's not a big deal. They're in the international foods aisles. So you need that. But another thing that's super important is you need to have some cooked rice. And the rice that you need is called Calrose rice. It's not just your standard long grain rice. You need Calrose rice because Calrose rice sticks together really well. So I've got my rice already cooked, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ingredients in a measuring cup, and I'm going to mix them all together, and then I'm going to heat them in the microwave to make sure that the brown sugar is completely dissolved. So I'll do that, and then that will be done. And then I'm going to slice up the spam, and I'm going to fry it. I'm going to get it frying and then put this over it and let it kind of cook until this becomes kind of a glaze on it. And then we're going to build our musubi. So let me get this all set up and then I'll bring you back. I've got this heated up, and it only took one 30-second burst. So you just put it in there for 30 seconds, stir it around, and then everything should be dissolved and mixed well together. I've got my Calrose rice, and I wanted to show you. I did this in the Instant Pot, but you can see how sticky that is. You need to have a sticky rice that will hold together, kind of like a sushi rice. So there's that. Now, we're going to open my spam, and then I'm just going to show you how you can use this awesome lunch meat. And if you don't win it, I actually have a link in my Amazon affiliate down there in the bottom of my description where you can get this Musubi kit. Super simple. And there's tons of different recipes for it. You know, the glaze that people use, there's tons of different ones online, so you can look. But this is just the one that I know. So I'm going to put this on there, and now I'm going to slice it. Just hold it there so it gets a good bite on it. And now look at those perfect slices of Spam. Oh my gosh. So now I'm going to take those over and I'm going to get them frying. And so I'll get that started. But I want to show you also the sushi paper that you need. So your Spam can or your little nori mold, your little musubi mold is a certain size. And I will show you. I need to open this. Here we go. So there is these sheets, and you'll see, if you've never used these before, you'll see they're kind of perforated. I don't know if you can see those perforations. So usually this is going to be about 2.5 or 3, about 2.5. I'm going to go 2.5. Each one of them will be different. So super simple, I'm going to tell you. All you do is you fry up your Spam, and then, is that 2? No. You fry up your Spam, and then you put the glaze in there and let it kind of thicken and glaze everything, your Spam, in the pan. And then you bring it out. And you can cut this with scissors too if you want, but they've nicely perforated it for you. And then you're going to put this in your mold or in your Spam can with the bottom cut off. Pack it about half full with the rice, and then put your Spam slice, and then you fold these over and press down with this really, really hard, and you've got musubi. So let me get this over and get this started to brown in the pan. Now I've got the Spam kind of browned a little bit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this sauce over the top. And my first experience with musubi was when we lived in Hawaii. I was a crossing guard at an elementary school, and there was a lady that lived across the street there. Now we're supposed to just let this cook down so it makes like a glaze. But there was a lady that lived across the street, and when the bus drivers would be out there waiting for the kids, or I would be out there helping the kids cross to get to school, she would bring this over to us. It was so good. She also had a papaya tree, and she would let us get papayas, which was really nice. But that was back in, I don't know, the early 80s, I guess. But I'm sure I tried to make it, nothing was as good as hers. I don't know what she did to it. It wasn't as good as hers. But either way, at least I gave it a try. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to let this sit here and kind of bubble down like that until it becomes more of a glaze. And when that happens is when we're going to make our little musubis. So I'm going to let this cook, and I will bring you back when it's cooked down, where it's kind of reduced down to a glaze point, and we'll put them together. So this is glazed. I just say it glazed down, so it's become all coated and delicious now. See that? So now we're going to put together our first little musubi. So I've got my little mold. Now if you have a can, a Spam can, you can do the same thing. And I cut enough pieces, and they're going to go down kind of like in a U shape like that. And now I'm going to get the sticky Calrose rice and put it down in there. And now some people are pretty particular about how thick they like their Spam cut. Some people say you can't do a certain amount. Oh, hold on a second. I forgot to put a piece of parchment paper under there. Hold on. Okay, I got my parchment paper on there. I want to make sure that this can pack down nice without getting stuck on anything. So now, anyway, as I was saying, some people are pretty particular about how thick the rice is that goes in there. Some people don't care. Some people are really particular about the thickness of the Spam, but it doesn't matter to me. Boy, that rice is stuck on everything. All right, there you go. I'm going to make that the first piece. Let me go a little bit more rice, and then kind of pack it down in there. There we go. Pack it in there. So good. And all the glaze on the Spam makes it so good. All right, there we go. Get that off of there. There we go. And I'm sure, like I say, there's people who do it their own way. Doesn't mean that any way is wrong. Just means it might be a little different. All right. Now, I'm going to get these done. Now I'm going to take a piece of the Spam. Ooh, it's sticking to my fingers. And I'm going to lay it in there. Ooh, this nice, delicious little glazy piece of Spam right in there. This little Spam mold is a little bit bigger, so I could probably cut a little piece off, which I think I'm going to do. Nah, I won't. I'll just make it in the center. That's fine. There we are. Now, pull this piece over and that piece over. And I'm going to use my little masher. Mash it down real good. There we go. Out the bottom. Now, you could just put a piece of plastic wrap in your Spam can if you want to slide this up. Now, there we have my... Now, I'm not a professional, but there is my first Musubi. Now, I'm going to make the rest of them, and then we'll see how they turn out. All right, so I'll be back after I've done the rest of them. And I haven't done it in a long, long time, so I got probably a little practice here. But I'm going to get onto the rest of them, and I'll show you when they're all finished. All right, I've had a couple practice shots. Now, get a little bit more in there. Woo, lose your skills. Of course, I haven't done this. I'm going to say since 1990 something, maybe. It's the last time I made Musubi. And that was just a fun, that was like Hawaii Day at school or something, like maybe a Girl Scout thing where you know, like, I don't know, where you take you do the international or the thing where you do a different state or whatever, and I think we did this. All right, there we go. Press that down real good. Pop it up from the bottom. And there, you have a little Musubi. All right, so I just wanted to show you that I can do it. It's just been a long darn time. But it's kind of fun to do. And I love it because, funny, my husband's not a fan of seaweed, the seaweed papers, so I like them. And a lot of people will just take them and tear them up and put them on their rice, which I like. I used to do that in Japan because I just liked it. Anyway, so there you go. Let me get another one on there. That glaze is so good. There we are. Now, press that down real good. Press that side down. Give it a good squish. Pop it up from the bottom. And there is some Musubi. All right, I'll be back. All right, I made 10 Musubis, and I'm going to go ahead and taste one because I think the Spam is so good. So good. Let me see the Spam in there. And that glaze is awesome. Oh, so good. Anyway, these don't look as pretty as others, but they taste really good. So, if you're like a sushi lover, you'll like the nori paper. And if you're like a Spam lover, that stuff is really good. All right. I hope you go check out all of the other collaborators. Check out all the recipes. Be sure to remember to comment so that you could be in the drawing for one of those awesome meat cutters. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.